Okay, let's go to part two. Part two of the lesson is the point, the line, and the plane. All right, so the three undefined terms of geometry are the point, the line, and the plane. Without those three, you don't have geometry. Now, they're undefined for a particular reason, and I'm going to talk about that here in just a moment. But first of all, you cannot have anything in geometry without the point. So, the three undefined terms are the point, the line, and the plane. You need to know those three. Those will be on a quiz. Those will probably be on your test. Those are terms you need to know. So don't forget them. Now, what is a point? A point, by definition, is a location. A point has no shape or size. And the reason why it has no shape or size is because it is dimensionless. So, now when you represent a point, you represent it by a dot, just like you see here, and it's named using a capital letter. Always remember that it's represented by using a capital letter, by a dot, using a capital letter, just like you see there. All right, so make sure you note that. Now, you can't measure a point, but it's there. It has no shape or size, but it's there. It's represented by a dot named with a capital letter. You will get points taken off if you don't put the word capital with it because it is named by a capital letter. All right, now, the next undefined term is the line. Now, you see a line here. It's an infinite set of points. Now, notice I said infinite. That means you can't count how many because there's infinite. They go in opposite directions. You've seen lines before. This is what a line looks like right here and right there. That's what a line looks like. Now, a line is labeled with either one lowercase letter or, like you see here, or two capital letters, like you're going to see down here in just a moment. So, here we have a lowercase italicized letter, usually it's italicized, line H, like you see there. Or, as you will see in most cases, there we go, adjusting it a little bit. All right, there we go. In most cases, you'll see it like this with only 2 points. Now, notice I have point AB, point BC, line AC with a little line symbol above it. I could also say line AB if I wanted to. I could put the word line, or I could put the line symbol above it. I could even reverse the order. I could say line BA, line CB, and line CA. I can do that. I can switch the order. It doesn't matter what the order is. I can do that. On the other hand, here's what I cannot do. I cannot go line A, B, C. I cannot do that. I cannot label it line A, B, C. I cannot use more than 2 points when naming a line. So don't do that. Nor over here, if you look, do not put a line symbol above the lowercase h. Do not do that. I'm going to put an X through that. So don't do it. But that's how you name a line. Remember, a line has infinite points on it. and it extends in opposite directions. But this is how you name a line. You can repeat and you can play this back over and over again, however you want to do it. All right. Now, if you were in class, I would say stand up right now. I'd say stand up because, and then I would have you hop like this. What are you hopping on? You're hopping on a floor. The floor is an example of a flat surface. A flat surface is a plane. A plane is a flat surface with no thickness. A plane is labeled by a single lowercase letter like you see here, or by 3 points. It says 3 points, but you can actually use more than 3. Now with the line, it's very specific. You can only use 2. So back here, we're dealing with a line, we can only use 2 points. But with the plane, you can use 3 or more. You can use 3 or more. And you can switch the order around. So there's no shape for plane, so you just have to put the word plane like you see there. All right, we're actually doing pretty good on time so far. I'm going to try to get this done in my allotted time, but you can always play it back, fast forward. I've also included another video very similar to this that will give you some help, and I'm going to try to do that with every section so you have more than one video to look at. It's always good, and you can always ask me during resource time, which is during class time. All right, or you can email me. All right, now, here are some terms you need to know. You need to know what space is. No, space is not the final frontier. The voids is usually this is where I ramble on and do the entire intro to Star Trek because I've always been a big fan of it, but I'm not today. It's just simply the set of all points. There's only one space. It's everywhere. Collinear. Now, here's the thing about collinear. There's the word line in it. Points on the same line. Coplanar. Points, same plane. Now, non-collinear, of course, means not on the same line. Non-coplanar means not on the same plane. So those are terms. These are all terms you need to know for the quiz, and you're going to need to know for the chapter test. And that is the week's windows are posted on Canvas. And they will be on Canvas, so everything you turn in is going to be on Canvas, no paper. Try to do that for your protection and our protection as well. All right, now there's a couple other things I want to go over with you. Starting with array. You all have used flashlights before, so you know how a flashlight works. You turn it on, the light starts here and it goes out forever. It's a ray of light. A ray. That's what a ray is. A ray, here's an example of a ray. For example, we'll call this A, Z. It would be named ray AZ. It would not be ray ZA. It would not be ray ZA because Z is not the endpoint. A is the endpoint. You must always start with the endpoint. That's the thing to remember. You have to always start with the endpoint. All right. Now I'm going to show you something else here from this example. Opposite rays. Opposite rays form a line. Now starting from point K, that is ray KM. I'm going to use red. It shows better. That is ray KI. Now KI is also the same as KM KD. Let me backtrack on that a moment. KI and KD are the same ray. The reason they're the same ray, they have the same endpoint, and this ray passes through both points D and I. So you could say ray KD, or you could say ray KI. Here's what you cannot say. You cannot say ray KDI. You can't do that. You can't do that because it's like a line. You can only use 2 points to name it. Only two. Two. Remember that. 2 points to name a ray, 2 points to name a line. More than that to name a plane. All right. Now, the opposite rays, I'm giving you a lot of stuff here, folks. I'm giving you a whole lot of stuff here. So, opposite rays, they form a line because they go in opposite directions from the same endpoint. All right, now the last thing I'm going to cover with you for this point is the segment. Now, a segment is a part of a line that has two endpoints. That's an example of a segment right here. Let's give it point B, and we'll give this point Q. I can name it segment BQ, or I can give it segment QB. I say that because you could name it in either order. That will work. All right. I'm going to have to pause this because I'm running out of time. We'll do part 3 here in just a moment.